What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with breaking news hot off the press. Look like Amber Cox just gave a major update on free agency with the Indiana Fever. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's go. Amber Cox has definitely stunned the fan base with another pop-up interview, dog. She letting it be known Indiana Fever is about to make a big splash in free agency, and they're definitely keeping Kelsey Mitchell. And she also spoke about Washington Mystic owner calling out Caitlin Clark for being Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. Now, Amber Cox came over to the Indiana Fever from the Dallas Wings. She is the new GM working hand in hand with Kelly Cristobal. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a big-time 2025 season. Amber Cox is geared up, ready for the battle. She's coming in with a lot of experience in the general manager department, working alongside Kelly Cristobal. This thing is about to be rolling. I'm telling you right now. Caitlin Clark in the lab getting ready. Stephanie White getting ready. But what's great about it all is that Amber Cox is not shying away from questions. She answering all the questions, dog. I'm done talking. Roll the footage.
Kelsey back. She had an incredible career here. And I've said many times that, she's been through some rough years with the Fever, in terms of a rebuild and being displaced from Gainbridge Fieldhouse. No one deserves this opportunity to be a part of this success more than Kelsey. I've been a fan of hers for many years. I think she's a great person, and you hear other players around the league talk about what a wonderful human being she is. So obviously want her back and to be a part of to be a part of this. And I'll put Aaliyah in there with Caitlin as well. To have these two back to back number one picks is really special. And I think the two of them and what they can accomplish over the next, decade plus, if you're like Diana playing multiple decades, um, can really just be record setting. It can be like nothing we've ever seen. So I'm excited for the two of them to build together. And then when we get to free agency, I mean, you saw it when we got to the playoffs last year and we're playing Connecticut, they kept putting the graphic up that was like, I think it was single digit or maybe, in the tens number of playoff games compared to whatever Connecticut's number was. So I think thinking about that, adding veteran leadership that has some of that playoff experience that can really come in and provide, guidance for our younger players who haven't been there yet. It's really our focus. I think, again, we talked about the defensive end of the ball. That's going to be really important. And then back to Steph's system, wanting to run and really play with pace, fitting into that as well is going to be important. So a lot of factors. Obviously, we want great people coming into the organization, but I would think any free agent would be really excited to come in here and play with these two cornerstone players that have so much talent and are just ready to, take things to the next level.
I think the entire world was shocked during the WNBA expansion draft when Tammy Fagbenle became available, especially because when you look at last season, she played a really huge part in the Fever's success in terms of getting to that point where you all were able to make the playoffs, but also her ability to run the floor with Caitlin Clark and how their games complemented each other. Um, when we think about, that expansion draft, what was the thought process in making her available?
It's really part of an overall plan, which hopefully everyone will see unfold throughout the off season. The expansion draft is difficult. It's hard to lose a player. Six is not very many when you think about protecting protecting anybody on your roster. And this group obviously built great camaraderie the second half of the season. So that was not an easy decision, but again, part of a bigger plan that I hope everyone will get to see unfold as we get into the rest of the offseason.
What would you say is the identity of the team that you want to build with this Fever roster, and what specific needs do you see being that missing piece to getting you all into that championship contending team?
Yeah, I think we're still developing the identity. I think these young players are really still figuring out who they want to be. I mean, to a person, I think what's wonderful about this roster is they truly love the game, right? And the second half of the season, you saw it really come together. They loved playing for and with each other. That is just, I mean, you've been around and a long time, and the foundation is that culture, that locker room. They're in it for each other. So I think you've got that, but I think we're still developing the identity. And when you think about, again, we talked about, veteran leadership, getting better on the defensive side of the ball. Some of those things I think will help shape who we become over the next year or two. So thinking about that as we head into free agency as well.
Caitlin Clark was recently named Times Athlete of the Year. And Washington Mystics co-owner Shayla Johnson, responded to that by saying, I think the WNBA in its entirety should have been featured. How do you respond to those comments? And do you think the award should have been given to the entire WNBA rather than Caitlin Clark individually?
I think Caitlin Clark deserved that award. And here's my experience as I've thought about this, right? Like through the years, dating back to the beginning of the league, right? There have been incredible players, incredible basketball. We all know that. There have been great people working on the front office side as well, trying to build the foundation, build the fandom around it. Sports to me is generational. We've been at this not very long, less than 30 years, right?
So that was Amber Cox setting the record straight about everything. Now, this is a very long interview that she did with, in case you missed it, with Christina Williams, and I'm here to tell you it's a spectacular interview. Amber Cox definitely dotted all I's and crossed all T's, keeping us up to date with everything that is happening. Now, I did a video a couple of days ago letting y'all know there's 3 important dates. You got January 20th, January 21st, and February 1st. Those are important dates to the WNBA free agencies. Want to know why? Because that's when everything really is about to get rolling. There's a lot of free agents hitting the market this upcoming season. Kelsey Mitchell, Breanna Stewart, and a host of others. Will Amber Cox and Kelly Cristobal make big-time plays in landing somebody big? I believe so. Side to side believe, possibly. A lot of people want Nalissa Smith gone. Erica Wheeler is an unrestricted free agent as well. I'm telling you right now, it is definitely going to be interesting to see how this offseason pan out. But get down in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts about this. Keep them bells on because I'm going to bring you news. And until next time, dog, shake the haters off. I'm out of here, baby. Peace out. Shake the haters.